hung up on the one-loss record at this point. For the Hawks over the last few years, they've brought in some faces and tactics from San Antonio. Shaq, are they really the San Antonio Spurs East, as we've heard in recent years?
Well, Coach Budenholzer was a former.
Let's take them back.
In the heart of Memphis, where great music and great barbecue go hand in hand. Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. It's a Grizzlies home game. The fans around us amped up here in the FedEx Forum. Well, guys, at this point, while still many things can change, their record is not on par with their performance last year. Maybe a cause for concern, but something they are well aware of.
And when you look at Memphis, they've basically lived up to the expectations so far this season. And that's not really good news for their fan base, because those expectations only had them on the brink of the playoffs.
Yeah, which is exactly where they are right now. It's not too late for them to make that kind of emphatic late push that turns a season from average to excellent, though.
Looking at the starting five for the Atlanta Hawks. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Kyle Korver is out there with Jackson, and it's Cephalosha in at the small forward. On defense, the Grizzlies, 4-point game. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And I really felt in watching that game that they needed to abandon the three-point shot. It wasn't there. The percentage was horrific, but yet they continue to try and knock them down.
And I really think that's what did them in. I mean, sometimes it's just not there for you on the perimeter, and you can't try to shoot yourself out of a bad shooting night from outside.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. And so just over a minute and a half played. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Here's Randolph out to Conley. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Conley's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Outside Jackson. Millsap a screen on Conley. Outside Korver. Pass to Horford. Shot clock at 5. Jackson. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Conley kicks to Gasol. Picked by Randolph. Gasol passes to Adams. He feeds it to Randolph. Over in the corner, Green. Shot on the wing. Rebounded by Korver.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Nice effort on the alley-oop, but probably not a good choice.
Yeah, it looked good initially, but then broke down just as quickly.
Now here's Conley. 14 points from him the last game against Charlotte. Atlanta with the rebound. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And really an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it came in an opponent's building, and there's no question it was their offense that carried them.
I love the way they went and got this game, Greg. I mean, they attacked at every opportunity, never relaxed or sat back, and as a result, they eventually pulled away.
And here is Adams following the three-pointer by Freak. Shoots. And the shot no good, a bit short. The Hawks leading by 6. To the wing on the left. Here's Cephalosha. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
All right, fans, let's get out. Let's get live for your Grizz Girls.
Looking now at the numbers for Jackson. Coming off a terrific season. Put up about 35 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds.
Some guys just have the gift, and he's one of them. You need points, he's your go-to guy.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. White, he's checked in for Gasol. Patterson comes in for Zach Randolph. James Johnson's checked in for Jeff Green. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Adams. Shot by Jack. Wide open. He drains the quick shot.
You know, looking around, he knew one of his teammates was going to be open when they hit him with that double team, and he took advantage.
There's a good screen. Millsap a screen. Jackson with it. Now Jack defending. Jack against Jackson. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. And that is good. Millsap's got his second basket.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
Michael Conley with excellent vision on that pass.
Millsap a screen on Jack. Up off the screen.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
Yeah, Atlanta shooting their first foul shot of the night. There's 38 seconds left to play in the first. Outside Conley. To the middle. Here's Patterson, and that one falls coming off Conley's feet.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Millsap a screen on Jack. Layup off the pick. And Millsap with the layup. Millsap's got 9.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash-mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. It's Atlanta leading by 9. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And a chance now to hear from Paul Millsap talking about the confidence of his team.
You know, our attitude approaching the game has been, you know, we can beat any team in this league. You know, if we work together and, you know, put everything into play, you know, we'll be all right. And that's the kind of attitude we've been having. You know, that's the attitude we have to keep.
Greg, it's got to be more than just attitude, right? I mean, almost an entire new group here. White, he's checked in for Gasol. Patterson comes in for Zach Randolph. James Johnson's checked in for Jeff Green. And Mike Conley subbed in for Adams. Atlanta also making some changes here. Paul Millsap's checked in for Nicholson. Cephalosha comes in for Kyle Korver. And it's Jackson in for Dennis Schroeder. We've got Johnson. Patrick Patterson is out there with Brandon Wright. Then it's Conley, and it's Jack in at the 2 spot. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Mavericks just played phenomenal. He ended up with 38 points, and the basket must have looked like an ocean to him as he nailed 3 after 3. What a show it was as he put up some really amazing numbers when it was all said and done. Even we marveled at his performance, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you. It really was a stunning performance. He was at his absolute best in that game.
And if he can come anywhere close to another performance like that here tonight, it would be amazing.
Yeah, it really would be, because you know now the defense is going to be focused squarely on him. They're going to make sure that he doesn't beat him again.
And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoop. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
And he can't hit the second. The Hawks trail by 10, and the Hawks getting another basket right there.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
Conley against Jackson. And it's Conley penetrating, rebounded by the Hawks. Cephalosha's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And so we conclude the first half. Moments. One guy who's been getting it done is Jordan Adams.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Yeah, he's a hard man to keep down, and so far they haven't found the answer for him. I don't know if there is an answer for him, quite honestly.
And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer, starting the second half. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Jackson is out there with Kyle Korver. And it's Cephalosha in at the small forward position.
Move the ball.
Here's Jackson. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And the Grizzlies leading by 11. Conley with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Conley dishes to Randolph. Memphis moving it around. Here's Gasol. Can't hit the turnaround jumper. Here's Atlanta now. This, of course, their first opportunity to play. Memphis this season.
In their meetings last year, they split the season series. Happens a fair amount between teams from the East and West.
And, you know, when you only see a team twice a year, Greg, it's hard to really get a good understanding of who they are or a good feel for them. And oftentimes, that can lead to a series split.
Conley kicks to Randolph. Out to Conley. Again, Conley missing.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Millsap a screen. Outside Jackson. Clock at 6. Millsap a screen on Randolph. Jackson has the open look. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Jackson's got it back down to single digits for Atlanta. Conley the pass to Green. Back to Conley. He dishes it to Gasol. And he's got his first free throw of the game. That free throw missing. Atlanta making some changes. Andrew Nicholson, he's checked in for Horford. Mack comes in. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Brandon Wright's checked in for Gasol. Patterson comes in for Zach Randolph. James Johnson's checked in for Green. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Adams. Atlanta also making some changes here. Ian Clark's checked in for Korver. Teague comes in for Mack, and it's Jackson in for Dennis Schroeder.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him. And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
And, Greg, I'm not quite sure why it took them as long as it did to finally get things going, but as we always say, better late than never.
1:15 left in the third quarter of the game. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. Second, the Grizzlies. In the third spot, the Hawks.
And you know what? These are two of those teams that just live off their transition game. They put a lot of pressure on you defensively because that's where they get the bulk of their offense.
And the Hawks making a change here. Horford's checked in.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Jack with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Conley against T. Patterson, the screen. Jack for 3.
And just no fear, guys. I mean, he is willing to mix it up in the paint with the big boys. And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
And the Grizzlies leading by 7. Conley dishes to Jack. Johnson kicks to Wright. Conley against T. Just 3 to shoot. The 19-foot shot, and he gets it to go. 11 points for Mike Conley. Jackson with it. 20 points for him. Another three for Atlanta.
He has really made an impact from beyond today. That's another triple.
Well, that's where he's been doing all of his damage, and with a couple more from out there, we'll have a real ball game on our hands here.
Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third quarter. Both teams putting up points. Memphis out in front, up 6. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. The Hawks trail by 6. Randolph is the 4 with Gasol in the middle. Adams is out there with Jarrett Jack, and it's Green in at the 3 slot. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
And Jack, here we go. Shot is off. So Atlanta will take it the other way. They'll be off next to Utah for a meeting with the Jazz. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour.
And when he gets it going, this is what can happen. They need to think about the double team now.
And the foul called on Freak. That's his first foul. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Mac.
First team foul.
Randolph a screen. Green.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
Shooting for Memphis.
He hits the second from the line.
Well, they should be looking. That miss won't cost them.
Outside Jackson. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
What a performance from Millsap here. 13 points and some good assists, too. 4 of them.
And we've all watched him just be an unstoppable force here tonight.
Well, nothing they've done on the defensive end has been able to slow him down. I mean, he's doing exactly what he wants to when he wants to do it.
Outside Jack. They double-team Randolph. Shot clock at 5. Jack for 3. Rebounded by the Hawks. Millsap's got 4 rebounds now tonight to take the lead. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by Korver. 30 points for Freak.
Big time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way.
Memphis trailing here. Randolph with the ball. He's picked up by Millsap. And that one's good.
Nothing too fancy, just simple execution. That's getting the job done when they need to make every possession count.
Completely agree with that, Clark. They need stops and really can't afford any wasted possessions. Those inside shots are nice, high-percentage looks.
The Grizzlies have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Jack with the 3, and that one's good.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Millsap a screen. Here's Jackson. Another 3 for Atlanta.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this hot.
For Memphis, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. And he gets it to go. And now a 4-point Hawks lead. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for Atlanta.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
And that one's good. Jackson's got 37.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
To the wing on the left. Back to Jack. Randolph a screen. Gasol kicks to Randolph. And stolen by Horford.
You got it. Let's get the ball inside.
Now here's Jackson.
Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
5 on the clock. Shot on the wing. Jack with the rebound. The Grizzlies trail by 6. Passes to Gasol. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. Jack's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And here's Jackson. Horford sets a screen for Jackson. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
During that break, Coach Dave Yeager had some words for his team. He said, no time to waste, fellas. We've got to pick it up right now if we're going to make a comeback and try to win this thing. Let's go all out. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
It's this simple, guys. No rebounds, no rings. We need to dominate the glass. Bigs, get the ball off the rim and get it out to our guards and get out in transition.
.124 left in the 4th quarter. Outside for Korver, and it's going to be a 3-second call. Adams, the pass to Conley. He kicks it to Gasol. Back to Conley. Memphis the rebound. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Paul Millsap picks one up.
At the line for your Grizzlies.
Gets the first, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. Both free throws good from Green.
That was essential that he cashed in on those free throws. They're within 1 possession.
For Atlanta, they've gone on a tear here in the 4th. They're 8 of 9 on field goal attempts in the quarter. It's Millsap with the drive. Millsap a screen. Jackson dishes to Millsap. Yes!
Clutch shot right there. That could be the difference maker.
Indeed, it might be a big, huge moment in this game right there.
Conley against Jackson. Conley gets to Gasol. Can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Horford. And now we've got the intentional foul. A chance here to possibly put it out of reach.
This is when you really need to maintain your focus.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
Good work at the line to stretch that lead out a little bit.
32 seconds left in the game.
No time to spare. They need a bucket.
Without question. Again, maybe a steal or a foul to get the clock stopped as well.
It's good from beyond the arc. We've got 22 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the strike, and they're right there within range. You know, late game free throws are a lot different than early game free throws in terms of making.
All right, Memphis, you got your free throw. Give them a nice round of applause.
Conley against Jackson. Gasol, a screen on Jackson. No one near Conley as he lets it go. Another miss by Conley. And now we've got the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game. 7 seconds left in the fourth. Here's Randolph. Good! And so the big win by Atlanta in a tight game. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Good win, good win, good win. Oh, God, yeah. Good win.
Well, I'm here with Paul.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak. He had an outstanding fourth quarter where he really shined, pouring it on heavy down the stretch. What are your thoughts, Shaq, on his game tonight?
When Freak puts it up.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.